Welcome to Ryan Waters Sports Drive.
Hi, this is Ben Rutledge, 2008 Olympic gold medalist.
Hi, this is Adriano Belli of the Toronto Argonauts. I just retired crushing quarterbacks, but I'm here with Ryan Waters.
Hey, it's Ryan Huska. You're listening to the Ryan Waters Sports Drive.
Now, here's your host, Ryan Waters.
Welcome back to the Ryan Waters Sports Drive. Joining us via the on-air hotline is the head coach of the Pacific Northwest champion U15 soccer team, John Hemmerling. John, this is a really nice story. This happened a few weeks ago. The Thompson-Okanagan Football Club, the U15 girls, won a championship, won a title in the Lower Mainland, and now they're off to Florida. You're off to Florida, I should say. First of all, give us an idea of who this team is. Who are these girls, and who are you?
Well, this team is girls comprised of basically grades 10 and 11 girls from everywhere between, I guess the Y League goes from between Penticton and Kamloops. We particularly don't have any Kamloops players, but we're predominantly Kelowna players and Vernon players with a few from Kamloops and one from Salmon Arm. And we've been playing together now for the whole season, but basically this team has been together for roughly 3 years, playing in the Super Y League, which is the highest level of soccer in the U.S. We play in a U.S. league, and there's a BC component to it. And
you went down to the Lower Mainland for the Pacific Northwest Championship tournament. You walk away the champions, and now you're heading to Florida. It's a nice story because it's a small market team from here in Kelowna, and you go down to the Lower Mainland, you play teams from all over the place, and now you punch your ticket to Florida. But you're no real stranger to this tournament, right? You have been here the last couple of years. You just have never been able to advance?
That's right. We've been in the league, and you have to win your division of the Super Y League to get the invitation to the finals in Tampa. We've been at the doorstep twice in the last 3 years, but it's great. It's a great league in the sense that every game is tight, every game is hard fought, and it usually comes down to the last week or two of competition, and that's what it did again this July. Then the season came down to the last game, and this year we were fortunate to win it in Burnaby, and that gives us the right to move on to Tampa Bay.
Did you run the table in Burnaby?
No. Well, what we did is over the season we had, I can't remember exactly our record. It was close to, I think we had 2 losses at the beginning, 2 ties, and 7 wins through the league. So it's actually a league that's very competitive. Against Mountain itself, we played them 3 times. We beat them up here quite convincingly the first game, and that was early in the season. And then we played them back-to-back games at the end of the season for basically the winner would be advancing, and they beat us the first game, and we beat them in second. So overall, throughout the course of the league, we had obviously more points, and they ended up actually in third because that's how tight it was, with Coquitlam coming in second.
John Hemmerling, the head coach of the Thompson-Okanagan Football Club, is my guest. This is extra exciting, too, because this is the first team ever from the Thompson-Okanagan that gets to win the right to head to Florida. Is it extra exciting, not only for you, but for the team as well?
Well, most definitely, especially I think having come close before, and when you're a young female soccer player, I guess any soccer player, and you have the right to go to Florida, it's a pretty big deal, and for many of the kids, will be the highlight of their career in sport or in soccer in particularly. Mm-hmm. But they're a very tight group, and they very much enjoy each other's company. They work hard together. They like each other, and the fact that they now get to go spend a week in a tournament in Florida representing basically BC, they're pretty excited about that.
How special is it to have your daughter on this team?
Well, that's kind of nice. I got into the coaching 10 years ago, basically, because they were looking for coaches, and I've been working with this group of players in particular for the last couple of years. And my daughter enjoys the fun. She enjoys her teammates, and she's very much looking for the travel. So I get to do 2 things I like: spend some time with my daughter and coach kids that I really like working with.
So you win the right to enter this tournament, the 2011 Super Y League North American Championships in Tampa Bay, Florida, but you have to pay your way, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's like a lot of sports. I mean, it's at the elite level, it's an expensive proposition. You have to travel to find good competition, and so we've been on a fundraising drive for the last 2 months, and the community's been very generous. We're getting close to our fundraising goal. we're not there yet, but we're getting up there, and the community's been great. I guess they recognize that this is a pretty neat little event for these players, and they've been more than happy to help them out. How
are you fundraising?
We've been there was a dance, there was corporate sponsorships has been the main one. Many businesses have pitched in what they can in these tough times, and we've had lottery. We've had WestJet's been kind enough to give us 2 tickets for 2 anywhere, and we've been raffling off tickets and. I know the girls were bagging groceries at Superstore. They were kind enough to let us bag groceries there. They were doing some car washes earlier. Just any way they can make a buck over the last 2 years, the girls have been working hard doing that. WestJet should give you 2 tickets to Tampa Bay. Yeah, well, they gave us 2 tickets to raffle off, and so all the players have been raffling. So that's pretty nice of them to do that. The kids have raised a fair amount of money. I'm understanding that doing that. We're actually flying down on WestJet. 2 weeks tomorrow, but they've been good. John Hemmerling, the head coach of the Thompson-Okanagan Football Club, is my guest. They're on their way to Tampa Bay, Florida for the North American Championships in the Super Wide League, the 2011 championships. How's practice going? Because you win the championship in Burnaby or in the Lower Mainland in July. Then the girls got to go back to school. They've got all sorts of other commitments. How is practice going in preparation for this championship? Well, it's been going. We were out actually tonight, and it was very cold out at the UBC Okanagan turf field. It's, as you know, and it was a beautiful day today, but when it gets cold, it gets very cold. Sure. We had 2 games this weekend against U17-18 Colon United girls team, and we played a 15, 16-year-old boys team. So we've been putting games together because this is not the heart of soccer season in November in the Okanagan, and our players were all playing high-performance league through September and October. So we've been keeping busy. We've been basically through November doing 4 times a week. We started off the first week in November doing twice-a-day practices up in Vernon, and we've been working on fitness on Wednesdays. So I think our mental preparation is coming along. Our physical preparation is coming along. We've got the technical director of the club, Sean Flanagan, has been working with our girls for this past month as well. Giving us some extra high-level advice, so we've got lots of resources from the area, and I think that's going to pay dividends down there. And if somebody's listening to this and wants to fundraise for you, wants to give you some donations, how do they go about doing that? Let's see. The best way is to go to the Thompson-Okanagan Football Club website, and there's information on donations there. And our manager, Tina Treffery, also has a phone number that they can donate to, but I think the best way is through the website. And I've put those links up right here at ryanwaters.ca. John Hemmerling, thank you so much for doing this. Best of luck down there. Bring home the gold, won't you? And say hi to Mickey for me. I'll do that, Ryan. Thanks very much.
This has been the Ryan Waters Sports Drive.